Thanks for joining us again this morning. We are continuing our series on discipleship titled, What Does Discipleship Mean to You? And today I want to interview Frank about discipleship. And then next week, Frank's actually going to interview me about discipleship. And as you know, me and Frank have been working together for 14 years. We saw our children being born. We see our sons now both going to high school. They play baseball together. So I'm excited to talk about discipleship and ministry with Frank. Hey Frank, you've been working with me for 14 years. How has it been?
It's been a lot of fun. I mean, it's been a lot of joy. I think at the same time, it's a lot of heartache, right? And in 14 years, we've gone through, a lot of growth, a lot of growing pains, to really hone in now on discipleship and what we're really called to do as a church, as an institution of the church, especially here at New Community.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. What does discipleship mean to you?
I mean, discipleship, we talk about it all the time. We talk about it's about commitment. We talk about it's about humility. It's about restoration, which we'll talk a little bit about. And it's also about replication and church planting and making disciples. And that's the call of our lives. And so to be in this place after 14 years, and to be at a place now where we feel like we're narrowing it down, we know where we're headed. It's very fulfilling. And I don't want to be too content. I don't want to be too satisfied because I know that there's so much more work to do.
Well, it sounds like you're very happy with where we are as a church in discipleship.
Yeah, absolutely. Even for myself, sitting in on all the classes that we've offered, to now be in a place after 14 years to be able to teach those things, to teach about commitment, to teach membership, and to walk people through, how do you walk with the Lord? And even now, to have gone through now 3 discipleship groups and to lead, different groups of brothers through this process of understanding who we are. It's been a great joy. And I myself continue to learn. I myself learn more about myself, my weaknesses, my flaws, but also continuing to see where God has given me strengths and where God has given me gifts.
So I'm curious, what is restoration? We talk about this 3rd level of discipleship. When I say, hey, Frank, restoration and discipleship, what does it mean to you personally?
I think for the longest time, as one who has grown up in the church, I think, I find myself allowing the gospel message to be very, watered down. It doesn't impact me, or it doesn't speak to me as it should, as it once did, like when I first accepted Christ as a high school student. But more and more as we work through discipleship, as we talk about restoration, I'm understanding more and more how much of a sinner I am. I'm understanding more and more of how I need repentance and I need forgiveness as part of my arsenal of what it takes for me to be restored, what it means to restore relationships, and even to have a genuine kind of growing intimate relationship with the Lord.
Yeah, so I'm catching the 2 words, repentance and forgiveness. What do those words mean to you when I say repentance and forgiveness? What does it mean to you?
I would say years ago, like when I first accepted Christ, I almost saw repentance as this duty or this responsibility, or even the idea of forgiveness. It's a responsibility, a duty that I have to make sure that I am right with God, but not necessarily taking the inside look into myself and saying, hey, where is it that I need to continue to correct my attitudes? And as I correct my attitudes, where is it that I can, in my repentance, knowing how much Jesus has loved me and forgiven me and given grace to me, that I can forgive others and extend grace to them?
Yeah, that's actually excellent. We talk about fatherhood all the time and raising boys that are 14 years old, virtually the same age, not the same size, but but how has restoration helped you in being a father?
I wish I could say I've arrived. I wish I could say after 14 years of working alongside you and seeing our boys grow up that I've done everything in my power and I've done it perfectly. I wish I could say that. But even if you were to ask my son, if you were to ask Ethan, is dad a restored man of God? I think he will tell you, no, he is not. He's still a work in progress. And I hope he sees that and understands that it's a process. It's a process in which repentance and forgiveness is never ending. To understand that I'm a sinner who continues to long for things of this world. I'm going to continue to struggle with those things. I'm going to continue to struggle with anger. Right? I'm going to continue to struggle with rage, with bitterness. And for him to hopefully understand and see that these are things I'm practicing openly in my life. And even with him, even in my interactions with him, he probably wonders, why are you so angry? Why are you so, what's your deal, Dad? Even in those things, for him to understand I'm not perfect. And I need to continually draw from the community. I need to continually draw from the Word and from prayer.
How about, I was just wondering, how about as a pastor, how has restoration helped you to be a godly pastor?
I mean, that's our message. That's the message. I mean, if we can't tell people their hope is not in Jesus, then we have no reason to exist.
Amen.
We have no reason to do what we're doing. And so for us to say your hope is in the gospel of Jesus Christ, the God who came, who justifies you as a sinner fully. And though, yes, we are sinners who are now called saints, yes, we are still going to struggle with sin. And so to help our people see and understand and know that that's okay. But will we work together? Will we work together in community? Will we be truthful with one another? Will we love one another? Will we challenge one another? Is certainly something that I want us to do.
Well, you look at the future, you look at our church, and you think of the word restoration. What does it mean to you as you look forward, personally to you, looking at the future and understanding restoration?
I mean, it can, I still feel like perhaps I'm still defining those things because even as I figure out where I'm at in my life and my ministry and my role, my gifting, and things like that. I hope that we would continue to do what we're doing, right? Be committed to the Great Commission and ultimately obey the Great Commission by going out. I love Chicago. I love being in the city. But who knows, one day, maybe the Lord will call us out, our family out. And at that time, it'll be time to go. Yeah. But not just to get more comfortable, but to go and continue to share this message of restoration.
Yeah, it sounds like restoration has given you a message, not only for here, but for the world, wherever God takes you. Is that what you're saying?
No, absolutely. I mean, I think it's not a message that we have any right, I think, to contain. I mean, God has openly given it to us, right? Jesus has openly shared it with the disciples. We see the effects of it when we look at Acts chapter 2, and we see, actually the entire book of Acts, and we see what has happened in terms of the possibilities. And I think we think too small a lot of times. We don't see the possibilities because, you know what, in our generation, we talk about it a lot. We haven't seen it. We've seen churches open and fold.
Yeah.
We have not seen really churches go forth with the message of gospel.
Sounds great. As you know, I lead discipleship and Frank leads discipleship. I feel like an older brother looking at a younger brother arriving in discipleship. So we really believe in discipleship, and one of the highest levels of discipleship that we teach is restoration, and I hope you can join us and learn about discipleship and become mature. Thank you.